This is a really nice meal too. So not only would it be a great weeknight meal, it's also a nice weekend dinner. It's a Greek shrimp skillet, so something a little bit fancy, but trust me on this one, anybody can make it. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop some pasta. And I'm using a different type of pasta. This is a real, talk about a quick cook. This is called orzo, and it kind of looks more like rice. But it is a pasta, and unlike rice, you don't have to worry about it sticking or getting mushy unless you overcook it, which we're not going to do, right? But basically, it's a real quick boil. You know, obviously, the smaller the pasta, the quicker it's going to cook. So these guys are really tiny. I don't know if you can see them in my hand there. They almost look like rice, and they're going to cook in 5 minutes or less. So we're going to get those into some boiling salted water. I'll just do about a half a bag, always seasoned. And they'll puff up a little bit, but still pretty small pasta, and they go really nice with this dish because, like rice, this dish has a wonderful light wine, lemony kind of sauce, and that orzo will just soak it right up. So it's really a lovely dish. Okay, now I'm starting out with about 1/4 cup of olive oil. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. In my book, it's kind of one more dish to wash. So, and now I've got a few tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. And I can tell already that this lemon is like rock hard. We just pulled it out of the refrigerator, and sometimes they don't release their juice real easy. So I like to throw it in the microwave for just maybe 15 seconds, and that's just going to warm it up, and the juices are going to release a whole lot easier. One of my favorite tools still to this day, and this is something we grew up with in my house, is just one of these little wooden juicers that I use when I'm juicing lemons, and that really helps get all the juice right out of there. I don't have one of those fancy electric juicers, just one of these in my old utensil drawer that I use a lot of. I'm just going to get the seeds out. We're also making some fun recipes for Mother's Day. We're going to do a quick, easy blueberry French toast, which I'm really excited about. Mother's Day right around the corner. Kind of snuck up on us. Can't forget Mom, though. All right, so we're just going to juice that lemon along with the olive oil. This is very fresh and light, kind of like a nice spring-like dish. Hey, did you go out and get the book club book? Book club is back. We've gotten a lot of emails, a lot of questions. When's book club coming back? Well, it is back. We just picked a new book for spring, and it's called Hotel at the Corner of Bitter and Sweet by Jamie Ford. So we sure hope you'll join us. Mark your calendars. We're going to read that book, and we're meeting at a really neat place in De Pere called Nashotah Gardens on May 15th, 5:30. But you need to call ahead to make reservations to reserve your spot. I'm just picking a couple of the seeds got in here. And I don't want them to end up in the dish. There we go. Got them all. Well, I thought I got them all. That lemon had a lot of seeds in it. How are you today, Ann?
Pretty good.
Ann's dog is not feeling real good, so we're all praying for you, Ann. Okay, so now I'm going to whisk this together, my lemon juice and olive oil, salt and pepper, oregano, just dried oregano, and then some fresh garlic. I'm just going to, you know me, I don't use any fancy tools when it comes to the garlic. If you have a garlic press you love, by all means, but I just use the back of my knife, and less dishes the better. Hey, if you're not doing anything Saturday, I hope you'll come out and see me. Neat thing going on all this week in Winnebago County. It's called Money Saving Week, and I am doing a seminar cooking class Saturday in Oshkosh, talking about ways I save money in the kitchen with recipes and, you know, saving money on groceries and things like that. So it should be a lot of fun. It's this Saturday, April 28th. Okay, so I'm just whisking the garlic in here. Now, I'm going to take half of this mixture. I'm going to save some of it, but half of this olive oil mixture with the garlic. The pan is real hot, so just going to pull it off the heat a little bit. Oh, does that smell good. And I've got about a pound and a half of peeled and deveined shrimp. And I'm just going to cook that very, very quickly. This cooks so quick. Into my skillet. This is going to have such great flavor with the garlic and the lemon juice. Could do a little more salt and pepper. And a very quick fix. See how the shrimp is turning pink? I just want to flip it over and then get it out of this pan. And we're going to continue to make the rest of this dish. So talk about super simple. I think a lot of people are afraid of making shrimp at home. It is one of the quickest things to cook. Way quicker even than chicken breasts, steak, burgers. I mean, in seconds it's done. The minute it turns pink, I want to get it out of the pan and then to set it aside, and then I'm going to use the wonderful juices that this shrimp gave off in this pan to create a great sauce that's going to go on top of the shrimp. And as I said, very, very quick and easy. All right, so we're just going to keep this shrimp over to the side until we're ready to get back to it. Now, I'm going to deglaze the pan. See all those great bits in the bottom? That is flavor, my friend. And so what my chef friends do, they call it is deglaze the pan. We're just going to basically get the brown bits. If I can open this bottle of wine, my hands are kind of greasy from the olive oil. Ann, can you give me a hand there? Ann's got it. Ann to the rescue. Anyway, I'm going to take some dry white wine. Doesn't have to be real fancy stuff. And about 1/4 cup. And just add that to my skillet. Ooh, is that hot? We're going to get that down a little bit. All right. And that's going to create great flavor with the drippings in the bottom of that pan. And now I'm going to add these are cherry or grape tomatoes that we've just halved, cut them in half. I'm going to get that along with that wine. And then the rest of this wonderful, kind of like a marinade almost that we made with the garlic and the lemon, that goes in there with the tomatoes. Checking on my pasta here. Clean up my mess. And I'm just going to let those tomatoes cook a little bit, just a little bit. And they'll just start to release a little bit of the juice with this olive oil and the garlic and the white wine. And we're just about at the finish line with this dish. I told you it was quick and simple, and it is. Promised you. Okay. Checking on my pasta here. Don't want to overcook that. I mentioned to you that it cooks very, very quickly. I think we're just about done. Just a few minutes there. So I've got some black olives. This is I called it a Greek skillet. We've got lemon, we've got oregano, we've got tomato, we've got the shrimp. So I thought we'd add a little bit of Greek black olives, Kalamata olives. Just pick these up at Festival. And you can slice them, you can chop them, it's up to you. Make sure and get the pitted ones. They're just a lot easier to work with. And I'm just going to give them a little bit of a chop. And we'll use those to kind of finish the dish. You could smell this. Wow, it smells amazing. And this is one of those dishes that you'd pay, $20 for out at a restaurant or more. Make it at home. Serve it with a nice big salad, some crusty bread to soak up the lemony, garlicky juices that we've got in the bottom of the pan. And one more thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some basil, some fresh basil, and we're going to add that to the dish as well. So I've got some beautiful basil leaves. In the summer, hopefully maybe you grow your own basil. I do. This time of year you can just buy fresh herbs right in the produce department at Festival. But I like to kind of line up the leaves and do what again my chefs call a chiffonade. So you kind of roll them like a cigar, and then you make these great, real pretty basil ribbons. All right, we're about at the finish line here. I'm also just going to cut up some lemon. This dish is really nice to serve with lemon wedges. You know, whenever you're serving shrimp or seafood, it's always nice to serve just a little bit of extra lemon so people can squeeze a little bit on top. All right, I'm just going to drain. I'm going to get my shrimp with any juices that accumulated in that dish right in here with the sauce. See how we're doing. And I always kind of season and check as we go, maybe a little more salt and pepper. A lot of that wine evaporated, which is a good thing. It concentrated and got some flavor, but I'm going to just add a touch more, maybe a touch more lemon juice too. Put a little acid in here at the very end of the dish just to finish it off. In go my black olives. Starting to look better and better, isn't it? And I just want to drain my orzo pasta. And I told you that was a really quick, easy fix. My daughter Ireland is a huge shrimp nut. She loves shrimp. Fell in love with shrimp a while ago. Well, that means trouble when you're going out to a restaurant because she always wants to order the shrimp. Not anything from the kids menu. She wants to order the $30 shrimp dish from the adult menu. So one way we've dealt with that is I say no, and then I say we'll make it at home. So that's what we do, a lot of shrimp at home. So there's our orzo pasta. And remember how tiny it was? It puffs up a little bit, but it just cooks so quickly, which is really great. In goes some basil, just to finish off the dish here. Always want to put those fresh herbs in at the very end. And then I've got a real pretty, nice white dish to serve it in. White serving dishes, white space is really the in thing these days, but whatever you have is going to look great. This is just such a pretty dish. And then a little bit of, this is kind of fun. Again, we're sticking with the whole, it's a Greek skillet. And don't be afraid to wipe the dish. That's what the chefs do at all the restaurants. A little bit of fresh crumbled feta cheese. It's a pretty healthy dish, so we're just going to do a little bit of feta. A little dab will do you. It kind of goes a long way. And then maybe a little more basil just to garnish it up. And a fresh lemon slice or two. And there you go. It's my Greek pasta skillet. Quick, easy, delicious. Anybody can do this. Recipes on our website. You can also pick it up at any area Festival Foods.